A first date is like riding a roller coaster, especially if you're unsure of how to behave or what to say. Being yourself is important because it helps the other person get to know you. You can enjoy your first date and discover new things about your date by making a good impression and coming up with a few conversation starters. Good impressions is important in determining whether or not the two of you continue your relationship. It is extremely difficult to change a negative first impression of someone. It is possible, but it takes a long time, and they will always hold it against you. So, you need to do your best to make a good impression, and your date is the place to do it. 16 tips on how to behave on a first date. 1. The main rule while figuring out how to act on a first date is be yourself. People have a tendency to overdo things when preparing for a first date in order to make a good impression, and this frequently leads to awkward situations during the actual date because people put on an act that doesn't reflect their true selves. 2. Always be on time. Punctuality is sexy. Even with the best excuses, being late conveys the impression that you do not value the time the other person has set aside for the day. Arrived on time or a few minutes earlier. 3. Keep your phone away. Constantly checking your phone is among the worst things you can do. It's quite impolite and shows your date that you aren't interested in what they have to say. You must be in the moment when learning how to behave on a first date. Keep your phone in your bag or pocket and give your date all of your attention. 4. Be funny. Use that sense of humor you are born with. Adding humor to the date is the best way to make it entertaining and memorable. Use the chance to charm your date with your sense of humor if you consider yourself the comedian. A person with a sense of humor will win over a lot of women, especially girls. On the other side, men also view a funny woman as attractive. 5. Be a gentleman. Men act like gentlemen. Being a gentleman is always in style. Women also esteem the bravery display. You understand the process. For her, unlock the door, grab her coat, pull out the chair, and call a cab for her if you're unable to drive or walk home. 6. Don't talk about past. This is one of those talks that, according to common sense, should be skipped on a first date. Talking about previous relationships will give your date the feeling that you're seeking for a rebound, which will make them uncomfortable to go out on dates with you in the future. 7. Don't overdrink. Most first dates involve drinking, but that doesn't mean you should consume more alcohol than you can handle. Being completely wasted makes you incapable of having a meaningful discussion and also causes you to convey a less than positive impression of yourself. 8. Compliment your date. Tell your date that you admire their appearance, hairstyle, or laugh. Everyone enjoys being complimented, especially by a potential love interest. To avoid appearing overeager, limit your compliments to 1 or 2 per date. 9. Keep conversation light. When it comes to understanding how to act on a first date, keep in mind that this is not the time to discuss serious topics like death, poverty, war, and so on. Be informal and relaxed. Before expressing an interest in the problems of the world, work your way up to the 2nd or 3rd dates. 10. Don't complain. Have you ever been around people who constantly complain? Remember how far you wanted to be from that person. Complaining excessively is a bad first date habit. If you're the guy who complains about the restaurant you chose to begin with, demonstrate that you are unprepared, and if you are a woman, he will easily imagine an unsatisfactory marriage with you. 11. Don't make money to talk. It is not only inappropriate to brag about your own earnings and to inquire about the earnings of your dating partner. However, it makes you appear to be a gold digger. Money talk is only appropriate for those who are in a relationship, not for two people who had only recently met. 12. Be polite. You may have heard that being nice is cool, but you are mistaken. A little gentle teasing can be flirty, but being rude on a first date or at any time is not a good look. It will not help you if you are rude to your date, the waiter, or a bystander. 13. Dress to impress. We should all take the time to get ready for a date. You don't have to go overboard, but make sure you do the basics like showering, shaving, and spritzing on some cologne. Wearing dark denim, a blazer, and loafers will make you look put together without looking like you're trying too hard. 14. Ask questions. On a date, asking someone about themselves could be a great way to start a conversation between you both. And, most importantly, remember to listen to the responses in order to make the best impression. 15. Don't get nervous. Being nervous is like putting the brakes on a date. It can seriously impair your ability to hold a conversation without stuttering or stumbling over your words. Remember that there are plenty of other people you can date. Don't pin all of your hopes on this one. 16. Do offer to pay. One way to resolve the issue of payment is to offer to pay and to be genuine in your offer. You can then talk more openly about what you both want to do with the bill. If you like the video, don't forget to share it with your friend who is planning to go out on a date. And don't forget to subscribe. Map to Grow.